River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Niner Nuts. I'm Dan, here along with James. James, say hello.
What's up, Niner Nation and betters everywhere?
Yes, it is Friday. That means Jimmy B and Indiana Dan are here to give you our week 4. I almost said 5.
No, it is week 5. It is week 5.
Oh my God! And I'm not going to cut this because I'm lazy. I got it wrong when I uploaded the. I got it wrong when I uploaded the parlay. I called it week 4 also. But yeah, no, we're here to tell you about our week 5 parlays. Jesus Christ, we're already on week 5 already. The season always flies by. But yeah, we've made this a tradition this year. Instead of just going through odds that James finds, we're putting our money where our mouth is, and James is finally making me put money down. I wanted to get in on it this year, and this was a fun way that we decided to really get in on the action. And legal disclaimer, it is my bet. Please double check your states if you can or can't, and what you can or can't do. And everything that we're about to show you is based on the Draftkings numbers as of our tape day, October 2nd. Okay. Subject to change. Please gamble responsibly.
1-800-GAMBLER if you have a problem.
Yeah, gamble responsibly. All that legal stuff out of the way. Let's go ahead and get into it. Mr. Jimmy B, should I go ahead and pull it up?
Yeah, go ahead. And just so you know, Dan was high on some of these underdogs, and he convinced me on them.
Yeah, Indiana Dan kind of took the reins on this week.
Yeah, because like I have been doing the majority of picking, and that's why I sort of looked at it. Well, maybe that's why we might be losing, 3-4 games a week. So this time, Indiana Dan picked it, and Jimmy B just
this week is
along.
Yeah, this week is pretty much like 95, if not 99% on me.
Yeah. So we're going with this. So first, we're starting with the Texans. Guys, the Texans killed us with that Steelers game. Their defense is no joke. DeMeco Ryans has them playing well. Whoever the offensive coordinator for the Texans I haven't looked them up, but CJ Stroud looked great against the Pittsburgh defense to crush them 30-6. Like, it wasn't even a game.
Actually, I'm going to look that up.
Yeah, it's 30-6. That's how that was the score. Like, I couldn't watch
the coordinator. I'm sorry.
Oh, the coordinator. Okay.
Bobby Solwick.
Yeah.
Solwyk. He's their offensive coordinator.
Well, CJ Stroud looked pretty good in that offense, and they're going against the Falcons, who are very uninspired. They don't have a passing game. They are depending on the run game. And a young quarterback against a DeMeco Ryan defense, or not even a young a young quarterback against a DeMeco Ryan defense. Basically, all they have to do is stop Bijan Robinson and then force, the Texans, or force the Falcons to pass. Which, if you watch Desmond Ridder, that's like nail on chalkboard bad. It's really, really bad watching him pass. I was so high I was really high on him coming out of the draft, but I don't know. He doesn't look good in that offense. And so we're picking the Texans -105 to beat the Falcons.
Yeah, my 2 cents on the game is that, the Falcons are at home, and the Falcons really do have a sneaky good defense. Like, it's like adding Jesse Bates, among other things. Their defense, honestly, is not bad, but you just kind of can't deny how good CJ Stroud has been playing, and DeMeco Ryans has invigorated this defense. Being a defensive mind, it's really starting to pay off for the Texans. I think even on the road, they're worth putting the bet on. And this is like -105 to -112. Like, it's a really close spread, but yeah, we're in agreement that the Texans are going to pull this off.
Yes. And so next, we have quite the upset. Yes. The Broncos beat the Bears, and they didn't look good doing it.
They overcame a 28-point deficit.
Yes.
Or a
21 point deficit. here I am celebrating that I picked the Bears over the Denver Broncos, and they came back and won. Yeah, good for you, Denver. You had to come back from 21 points against the Bears, who are probably going to have the number 1 pick in the draft and also the number 2 pick in the draft. That's how bad they are. Justin Fields made that defense look silly, threw 4 touchdowns in 3 quarters. So I do not believe in the Denver defense whatsoever. We just saw Zach Wilson have a close game with the Kansas City Chiefs. The only thing that could play a factor in this game is the Denver air. But we don't care about that. We care about the Jets defense. It's a lot better than the Bears defense. They're going to hold Russell Wilson to, 10 points, I think. And we're going to watch the Jets upset the Broncos.
Yeah, that Jets defense is for real. What I took away from the game last night, because again, we're taping this on Monday the 2nd. What I took away from that game is that the Jets really do believe in themselves, and backed into a corner, they are not throwing Zach Wilson under the bus. They credit to the people that Aaron Rodgers did bring in that do have really good character, because they went out of their way to show Randall Cobb and Alan Lazard crouched with him, coaching him up, letting him know that he did play a really good game. And to his credit, he really did. I think this team is trying so hard to not let Zach Wilson get in his own head and,
make a run.
Yeah,
make a run.
It really seemed like, I feel like that's an intangible that's going to go a long way. The Denver defense is terrible.
It's atrocious. It is
awful.
They are a long ways away from the Greg Kubiak and Wade Phillips defense that they had in 2015.
Yeah, no, we're so far away from that defense. Vance Joseph's defense with Denver is god awful. I think that they're going to feel galvanized for only losing to Kansas City by 3 points. They're not in prime time. Yeah, the Denver air is something to consider, but
Denver's lost at home already. They've lost at home, so they've only won 1 game, and it was against the Bears, and they barely beat them by a touchdown. Yeah. After they had to come back from 21 points down, we think the Jets are going to upset the Broncos. Look for it here. That's what we're doing. That was Indiana Dan's pick. I went along with it because, I've been making most of the picks. So I said, Dan, I'm going to trust you this week. So look for the Jets.
The Jets are going to win.
We're looking for the Jets to upset Denver. Now, I don't know.
Here's the 5% that's you.
This is the 5% that is me. What did I tell you last week? The Jags were going to win in London. Well, now they've been there for a whole week, resting up for the game, getting prepared for the Bills. The Jags need this win if they want to stay in contention in the AFC. The Bills, a big win over a divisional round opponent at home, now has to travel 6 hours to London and adjust to a time change, while the Jags have been there. This will be 2 weeks they've been there now. I know the Bills are the home team in this game, and Dan saw that they were the home team. Is like, no, they're going to win. I'm like, it's in London. Look, 9:30, it's in London. The Jags are going to upset the Bills. You heard it from Jimmy B. Always bet on the Jags in London, especially with Trevor Lawrence and Dougie P, Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram. They're going to beat the Bills. Even if it's by a field goal, they will beat the Bills, because any visiting team that is going to London that is not the Jags has a hard time there. And I just don't see the Bills. The Bills may give them a fight, but I see the Jags coming out on top in this one.
The Bills have had a lot of defensive injuries. They just lost Tre'Davious White. They've had a litany of other injuries to deal with. Even though you have to take the Dolphins with a grain of salt because it was a divisional game, and there's different factors in divisional games that it's really hard to predict an interdivision game. Going all the way to another country, facing a team that basically lives there. They really are the London Jaguars, if you think about it. It's going to be a home crowd
it's going to be a home field advantage for them. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not neutral. It's not going to be neutral. It's going to be like when we went to Mexico City. It's going to be a lot more Jags fans than Buffalo fans. And then the fact that there's just people that want to watch football, that doesn't help either team. Like the Bills are not going to have a remote chance of having the crowd on their side unless they steamroll the Jags. But I'm with James on this. I would not bet against the Jaguars when they're in London. I think they'll be the upset. I think that's the biggest upset we have this week. And
but I mean, just so you know, the Jags were 1-15 or 2-15 or something one year. The year before Doug Peterson took over after Urban Meyer. Guess where one of their wins was? It was in London with Urban Meyer as the coach. Like they still
jolly old England. Yeah.
With Urban Meyer as the coach, they still won in London, and it was one of their like 2 or 3 wins that year. So
dude, that by the way, free plug on that documentary. That documentary about his tenure in Florida was wild, dude. Jesus Christ. No wonder he only lasted 10 or 12 games in the NFL. That dude's a freaking tyrant.
Yeah. But anyway, that's Jags in London. Always take the Jags. If you lose, well, I mean, it's just by dumb luck. That's really what it is.
If you're mimicking us, it's only $10. So
yeah, if you're mimicking us, it's $10. And so next, Indiana Dan is calling those rough and tough Cardinals over the lowly Cincinnati Bengals with a hurt Joe Burrow. Sunday at 4:00 in Arizona.
Do we really need to say much else about this game other than, yes, there's recency bias because we just saw the Cardinals honestly play pretty good against us. Like, no, they only scored 16 points, but these guys got some grit to them, and Cincinnati is a hot mess.
Yeah, like, with Josh, I mean, Cincinnati doesn't have an offensive line. You know, I mean, the way the Cardinals play, they play tough. They have played every single team that they have faced tough. And they even beat Dallas because that's how they play. They play tough. And they're not pushovers. Everybody thought the Cardinals were going to tank, and I think they took offense to that and said, no, we are not tanking. We are trying to win, and we are going to do our best to compete in the NFL. And yeah, damn.
Pew, pew, pew,
yeah.
pew, pew, pew.
Yeah.
Did you see that video of him?
No.
Oh, he was meeting Murray or someone else on the Cardinals team. And I can't remember what he said first, but he like shook the guy's hand and he was like, pew, 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 pew. It was so funny. And then how awkward his very first team meeting was, where he's just like, did you all ride the bus or did you all drive in here today? Like, people were replaying those videos over and over and over again about like, oh my God, the Cardinals are going to tank this year. No, they have a losing record, but they're pretty damn tough.
They are not an easy win.
No, they make you earn it.
They make you earn that win with Josh Dobbs at quarterback. So it's crazy. It's hard to understand, but we just don't see them giving up 5 games into the season, against the Bengals. So yeah, Indiana Dan, that's his pick.
Yeah, I spearheaded this one. I think Cardinals are going to take advantage of Cincinnati and the kind of mess that they're in.
Yes. And so next we have the Eagles going against the LA Rams. Now, I have followed the Eagles. Every year they have gone to the Rams, and it's always a home game for the Eagles. We know this around the league, that any visiting team, it's a home game against the Rams in Los Angeles, but it's especially when the Philadelphia Eagles are there. And
you guys travel very, very well.
We travel very, very well. And Sean McVay, I believe, has a losing record against the Eagles. Like, if you look up his record against the Eagles, as a head coach, yeah, I don't think he has, I believe, a losing record against the Eagles as a head coach.
How many times have you played him? I'm not doubting what you said, but
Maybe about 4 times since 2017.
no, well, yeah. When you let me see, Pro Football Reference. I just want to see just to.
Because he became the coach of the Rams in 2017 and was the coach of the year, but we still beat him that year.
Is this against the Eagles versus the NFL? What? Oh no, that's just his team. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be too hard to find. Just sorry, I didn't mean to completely sidetrack this.
Trust me. You know, this team is not going to bow down to Sean McVay in Los Angeles. It will be a tough game probably because the Eagles still look a little off. But look, I mean, the Eagles' defensive line is a menace, and Matthew Stafford, he just no. I don't see that offensive line taking care of our defensive line. Jalen Carter is going to be the defensive rookie of the year. I look for the Eagles to win that game. Probably not handily, but I look for the Eagles to win that game in Los Angeles.
I'm personally excited for this game. I think this will be really exciting. That Rams offense honestly is not that bad, so I can't wait to see them go against your defense. And then I think there's enough holes on the Rams defense that your offense, even though is kind of hit and miss as you guys have been, I think you guys should be able to take care of the Rams.
Yeah, well, we just put up 34 against the commies, who have a pretty decent defensive line, and Jalen Hurts looked good for the first time in 4 weeks this week. So I'm hoping that the offense can build off of that and the success that they had, with that, and then the defense just was outplayed by an Eric Bieniemy offense. So kudos to Eric Bieniemy for putting up 31 against the Birds, because that doesn't happen very much.
Yeah. But again, you guys should be not easily like our
secondary is a little banged up. That's sort of where we're having trouble, is in the secondary. We're a little banged up, but our linebackers, I tell you, you can go cheap on linebackers. Nicholas Morrow and Cunningham. We're not paying them very much, and they're pretty damn good. They play really good.
Just watch out for Puka, dude. Just watch out for Puka Nacua. That dude's for real. He's an incredible receiver.
And I'm not going to say that we're going to hold Puka Nacua to one catch for 10 yards. I don't think that's going to happen. But I think the Eagles' offense will outplay the Rams' defense, and I think if we double Puka Nacua, then it'll give the defensive line time to get to Matthew Padford.
Yeah. You should win this game. It should be pretty good. It should be a good victory for you guys.
Yeah. So next we have the Ravens at the Steelers. Those Pittsburgh Steelers don't look so good, and they're going to have Mitchell Trubisky at quarterback most likely, because Kenny Pickett got injured in the game against the Houston Texans.
Did he tear his ACL, or is it just a sprain?
I think it's just the sprain. However, week 6 they have a bye, so look for them to rest Kenny Pickett in this game and get 2 weeks of rest instead of just getting, or 3 weeks of rest instead of just getting 1. So,
yeah, that's a good idea for the Steelers. The Ravens, they had a loss against the Colts, but it was raining, and I don't know how many players actually care about the Colts and the Ravens history, like about Bob Irsay moving them. But I consider that game more of a weird outlier of a game. I think in the atmosphere of a divisional game, I think the Ravens are going to put their best foot forward, even though they are pretty injured too. They still have their quarterback, and Pittsburgh doesn't. So TJ's probably going to get another 2 sacks, but the Ravens are probably going to comfortably win this. Yeah,
definitely. I believe so too. And then this was an Indiana Dan pick. As you can tell by the plus by the number.
Do you want me to explain why we're going to go with Tennessee for our last game?
Yes, please explain why we're going with Tennessee over the Colts.
Okay, so living here in Indiana, like I have for the last, I moved back here 3 years ago. I've had a pretty an abundance of content about the Colts that I dabble in. I still listen to I still follow the Colts because they're my home team. I want them to do good. They're not my Niners, but um, when you look specifically against the Tennessee Titans, the Colts have not had any luck playing them in Indiana. They have lost the last 3 times against the Titans. One of them, I believe, was in overtime. But the Colts, kind of like how they can't beat Jacksonville in Florida, they just can't beat the damn Titans on their home turf.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. And Tennessee is going to be riding high for just beating the crap out of Cincinnati. I think that they're going to be pumped. Again, it's a division game. And yeah, they've won in Indianapolis the last 3 times that they've played. I think this will actually be a surprisingly tough task for Indianapolis. I don't know, call it a weird mojo feeling. Like I'm letting history dictate this. Like, I don't know. The Colts are a very young team, and Tennessee does have some veterans, and they did play Cincinnati really, really tough. And I just think, I don't know. I think this is going to be one of those games that Tennessee is going to squeak out of, kind of like how the Rams just squeaked away from the Colts. I think the Colts are going to end up losing 2 in a row at home just because, well, yeah, really, they've not had any good luck against the Titans. The Titans managed to figure out a way to beat the Colts, and I think that trend is going to continue.
And I tell you what, Dan, if you see the payout right there, guys, you see the payout, right? $10. Look at that payout. We are going with Indiana Dan this week. And Dan, if you win this parlay, I'm just gonna sit back and just let you do all the picks from now on. like no more Jimmy B will get 1 pick and you can pick the other 6 or 7 games, because if this pays out, I don't know crap.
Well, not to totally belabor this because we do gotta go, but Texans over Falcons, very confident in that one. Jets Broncos, you can make an argument one way or the other, but I like our confidence in the Jets. I think the Jets. Jaguars, yeah, the Bills are not the Bills are not the Falcons, but no, I like riding with the Jags in London still. Arizona, I'm very, very confident that they will kick the Bengals while they're down. The Eagles, the Eagles should beat the Rams. If that is an upset, I will be very mad because there's no reason you should lose to the Rams. Ravens shouldn't lose to the Steelers. And then I'm trusting history on this. For some reason, they can't beat the Titans at home. I don't know why. The Colts just can't.
Hey, I mean, you make sense when you make these picks. My only 2 picks for the Eagles, of course, and the Jags. But that's the rest is all Indiana Dan. And yeah, I'm just riding this one along, and that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money if this hits.
How many 1, 2, 3, 4 upsets technically?
Yeah, 4 upsets we got to hit. I don't know, but I tell you what, it's going to be fun watching these games on Sunday. I might actually skip church to watch the Jags play the Bills.
I will tell you what,
Don't worry, Roberta, I'm coming Sunday, but yeah.
I don't know when I'm waking up on Sunday because I am going to an Oktoberfest on Saturday. So I don't know how much of a hangover I'll be dealing with, but I trust me, that'll be the first thing I check when I do wake up. Hopefully it's before halftime.
Yeah. I will be at church, but I will be definitely paying attention to that Jags game.
No, because this all goes out the window if that happens.
It all goes out the window. Then it's just like, oh, I just have to watch the Eagles and the Niners. But yeah, so yeah, and just so you know, I was watching most of the games last week. I had 6 games on. I was watching 4 on the screen for Sunday Ticket, 1 on my phone, and 1 on the computer. I had 6 games on, watching all these games. I had fun. I it's fun having some betting interest in it. That's why we like to do this. But once again, gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER if you have a problem. Trust us, we're not perfect at this. That's why we bet a little bit of money. But if this pays out, man, I'm going to be thanking you, Dan, because I'm going to be buying a lot of baseball cards.
You're welcome. And yes, legal disclaimer, I am placing the bet. It is legally my bet. Yada, yada, yada. I just don't want us to get in trouble just because of where you live.
Screw Florida.
Hey, I agree. I haven't lived there in, oh God, I moved, Jesus, 7 years ago now.
Yeah.
Haven't looked back.
All right. Well, we got a minute until somebody comes home, so tell them about our sponsors.
Yes, our sponsor for this episode and a sponsor for the channel, we should just call it that, RoyalRetros.com. What is RoyalRetros.com? It is your go-to place for an authentic throwback jersey. If you want to just stand out in the crowd or pay homage to, say, a golden age when your team was a little bit better than they are now, Bears, go to RoyalRetros.com and get yourself an authentic throwback jersey. They got basketball, baseball, hockey, all the major sports. The jerseys that you want are there, and you can get 10% off your entire order with our code Shady Sports. Thank you, Sam, for hooking us up with this relationship. Use Shady Sports in the promo code section at checkout to get 10% off your entire order. Again, it's Shady Sports at royalretros.com. Go get yourself an authentic throwback jersey today, James.
And they got cool retro stuff. Like, I like it. I'm probably going to buy it once maybe I sell some cards. But anyway, go to Royal Retros, 10% off Shady Sports as the promo code. And guys, as we've been saying now for a bunch of weeks, owner standards are less than player standards, and we need owner accountability in the NFL. The Houston Texans owner is a big reason for this. He's the minority owner, but he was charged with some very serious sexual crimes in Kentucky. So we have decided to make this hashtag, and we have decided to put our money where our mouth is and sell church for charity for a crisis center in Kentucky. So if you want our statement here, you can get it on a t-shirt. $22.99 starts at premium tees. You can get it all different colors, all different sizes, all different styles. Our next t-shirt we have is the standoff shirt, with Dan Snyder in the middle with the standoff of the other owners, because we want you to have a cool t-shirt when donating the charity. $22.99 gets you that in a t-shirt, or we do have other styles of that as well. Our next t-shirt is our podcast logo art. You'll find that on Spotify. You'll find that on Apple Podcasts as our little thing when you click on our podcast. We have put it on a t-shirt. $22.99 starts with t-shirts, getting in all different styles. Our next t-shirt is the alternate logo, the red shirt with the Niner Nuts logo, but you can get this in different sizes. You can get this in sweatshirts. Guys, $22.99 starts at the T for the t-shirts. All the money goes to a Kentucky Crisis Center to help them out. And last, finally, we have our Niner Nuts mascot. I have this tee as well. Very nice quality. How can you say no to a peanut eating peanuts on the couch cheering for his San Francisco 49ers? $22.99 gets you that in a t-shirt, all different styles. We have alternate colors as well for that.
Yeah, guys, this is just one of those things that's bigger than football, and we've tried to pride ourselves on highlighting things that are bigger than football. Last year, we interviewed charities, just life got in the way for this year. But when it comes to things like this, like James explained, this is just one little thing that we felt was necessary to do to give back, because as great as a community that football itself makes, it's on us to keep that community great by calling out people that will deserve it. Not to sound as flippant as that, or as harsh as that sounded, but
yeah.
You know what I mean. A more professional way of what I was trying to say. We want to give back, and we don't want any money from these shirts. We just want you to have a cool shirt and to help somebody's life.
And we want the NFL to be transparent about their owners. That's all we're asking. We're just asking them to be transparent and report on them like they do the players. So, guys, with that, Dan, do you have anything else for us before we say goodbye?
Just remember, in 2 days, we are going to be on Sunday Night Football. Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth are going to be calling that game. Sorry, Papa, I'm going to listen to them instead this week just because it's in prime time. I love you every other game. But yeah, 5:30 Pacific time, 8:30 Eastern time, under the big lights. This game's going to be exciting. We have such a rich history against the Cowboys, and oh man, I'm so pumped for this game. The schedule is going to get a little bit easier after this game. I don't know. I don't think this will be a cakewalk. This is going to be a dogfight. We hate each other. This game's going to be decided by less than 7 points. I can't wait. I wish it was Sunday.
Yes. So, guys, with that, We're going to kick the shit out of the Cowboys. Earmuffs, sorry. I forgot to say earmuffs. But anyway, outro music, River Road, Justin Muth.
Beat the Cowboys. We'll see you Monday.
River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long. River Road, where have all the women gone? Have they kissed her hand and waved you bye-bye? Have they thought about crossing your double yellow lines? River Road, they love the way you whine and cry.